we're going to instead appoint good conservative regents to our Board of Regents. The Board of Regents does the governance at UW system. We need to reform our teaching colleges and our schools of library science. They are the ones who educate our future K-12 educators and also our librarians. The ones who are, bringing in the people who do story hour, the ones who are determining what the displays are at the libraries, right? And so we need to make sure that political indoctrination is not a part of teaching our future educators in the same way it's not a part of K-12. So we'll, yes, pass the ban on the teaching of critical race theory, but we also need to pass the Parents' Bill of Rights. That includes, about 10 different things, everything from parents have the rights to know, what gender their child is using at school. They need to know what religion their child is using at school, what surveys their children are taking. They need to be able to opt out of those surveys, what curriculum their kids are getting at school. All of this stuff should be widely available to parents. We are our children's first teachers. None of this should be concealed from us. But on top of that, we're going to do universal school choice. That means your education dollars will finally follow a child's education and not flow as they currently do to school buildings and administrators and electric bills, that type of thing. So essentially, your child's education dollars will be like in their backpack, and they will take those dollars to wherever you as parents choose to send them. So the really good schools that are attracting lots of kids are going to attract lots of dollars in those kids' backpacks. None of those dollars are going to be sitting left at the place that you as a parent chose not to send your kid. That means the good schools are going to have a lot of money. You're going to have a lot of really good teachers. They're going to attract the really good faculty, really good administrators, really great coaches, like all that stuff. The good schools are going to blossom, and the children going there will too. The bad schools, parents will essentially be able to shut down all by themselves. This has needed to happen in Wisconsin and countrywide for years, but it takes somebody with a backbone to do it in order to get it across the finish line. And we were able to make great strides. Wisconsin's the birthplace of school choice. I mean, nobody had even thought of it before Wisconsin. But this last 2.5 years has so badly exacerbated the problems in education. We now have 2 years of learning loss and an epidemic of anxiety and depression among our kiddos. And Tony Evers is concealing failures. He's rigging the state grade cards so that no mom is able to or dad is able to look at the grade cards and say, uh-oh, my kid's school is failing now. Because they just changed the definition of failure. That's wrong. And this man is the former state superintendent of public instruction and is asking you guys for a 4-year contract extension. I say, no way. And so we have a lot to do, including continuing to run good conservative candidates for school board, because if you go at it from the very, very top, so the Board of Regents, to change how teachers are taught, and the very, very bottom, your school board candidates, those are the ones who determine your curriculum in your local school districts. And, everything from HR policy to who is going to be the superintendent. I'm going to give you an example. So we do a lot of work in local races. A lot of you guys know that I recruit candidates, I train candidates, we fund candidates. So in my own home district, Kettle Moraine, we open enroll, and we have 2 brand new school board candidates that we got across the finish line in this spring's elections. And this spring's elections in April, I was literally knocking on doors for school board candidates. I mean, we were funding them, we were distributing lit, the whole bit. And we got 2 more across the finish line. Now we have a majority, conservative majority on the KM school board. There was a meeting 3 nights ago, and now no teachers are going to be allowed to display political flags in their classrooms. This is really important, guys, because sometimes indoctrination is not just what is said, it is what is unsaid. And there should be no politics taught in the classroom. Besides, here are the parties of the United States, and, here's the basic structure of our government, which is important, but there should be no political indoctrination that happens in K-12. Politics